Hey y'all, welcome back to Krista's Kitchen. Today we had a request for my banana sour cream cake. It's very simple, not a whole lot of ingredients, doesn't take very long to put together, and it's basically just a yellow cake mix that's been amped up. It's really delicious. Now I know the sour cream part may sound gross, but you don't taste the sour cream in it at all. It's just there to moisten the cake, and it definitely is moist. So I have the oven preheating to 350, and I'm going to move y'all over to my stand mixer and show y'all everything as it comes together. Okay, y'all, so the first thing we're going to get mixing in here is our bananas. I usually use 3 large bananas. However, the grocery store didn't really have large bananas, so I'm going to use 4 small bananas. Again, it's not an exact science, but it's about how much I use. So you can, and you don't have to have a stand mixer to do this. You can do this in just a regular bowl. But we want to mash up our bananas, and usually I like them a little more ripe. However, request came in today, and bananas are not ripe yet, so we're just going to use what we have. So we're going to mash these up and just let them cream just for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pour in 1/4 cup of oil. We'll let that mix around with it. And we're going to add in 1 cup of sour cream, or just one of those small 8-ounce containers of sour cream. I have a 16-ounce container, so I'm only going to use about half of it. And let the whisk kind of take it. I'm going to stop this for just a second. I'm going to lift it up and just kind of scrape everything around before we add in the cake mix. I'm going to add the eggs at the very last step of this, just because I want them just mixed. I don't want to over mix the eggs. I'm going to put this back down. And we have 1 yellow box cake mix, and it doesn't matter what brand. I've tried different brands. I don't even know which one I first started with. I don't really have a preference. This one is a Pillsbury. And that's mixed around. Now we're going to crack in 3 large eggs. Like I said, I don't want to over mix the eggs, so this last little bit I'm just going to stir with my spatula. I just want to make sure everything is evenly mixed around. And usually I do this in a 9 by 13 pan, but today I'm going to do it in my bundt pan just because I think it's pretty. I don't know why I think the bundt pan is so pretty, but I'm going to do it in I'll put the cake mix in a bundt pan, so we may have to adjust the cooking time a little bit compared to usual. But when I do it in the 9 by 13 pan, I'll slice it in half and double stack it with a layer of the frosting in between, and it just makes it look fancy. But because I'm trying to do this simply, and again, I just love the bundt pan, I figured I'd go for that today. So that's all done. I'm going to spray our bundt pan and we'll pour it in. the bundt pan, you want to make sure you get the little crevices all nice and coated. Now, I don't usually flour mine. I'll just spray it and that'll be good enough. But you can flour it if you like. I'm going to pour cake mix in. I told y'all this was simple. Comes together very quick. And this is going to go in the oven at 350. Yes, ma'am. Can I help you? You're hungry? Okay, give me just 1 second. But it's going to go in the oven at 350 for about 35 minutes. However, like I said, I've not made it in the bundt pan before. I usually just make it in a 9x13. So we will have to see if it needs to cook a little bit longer. But I will let y'all know. Alright, y'all. We're going to go in the oven and I'll see y'all back shortly. Okay, y'all, while that cake cooks, we're going to go ahead and make our icing. So, in our pan, or in our bowl, I just have 1 stick of softened butter. And I prefer the sweet cream butter, but you can, well, semi-softened it seems. I prefer the sweet cream butter, but you can use whichever you like. Just be cautious with using a salted butter because it is going to give a little bit of a different taste. Also going to drop in our stick of cream cheese, and we're going to let these two mix together. My daughter's next to me licking her lips. She knows what's coming. My butter was not nearly as softened as I thought I'd gotten it. I tried to soften it in the microwave. Usually I'll let it sit out longer, but... It's gonna take a little while, Eleanor.
Okay, I'm just gonna see
Now, while this is going, I'm gonna slowly start incorporating in an entire box of confectioner sugar. This is the white powdered sugar. Now, if you don't purchase it in the box, this is a 16 ounce or 4 cups, or roughly 4 cups of powdered sugar. Now this stuff will fly, so just be careful how fast you add it in because it can make a big powdery mess. We're going to scrape it down again. Yeah, so we've creamed everything together and let it continue for about 3 minutes. Just creaming and getting all that cream cheese and butter and sugar well incorporated and so silky smooth. And I mean, one of the easiest, simplest 3 ingredient icing she'll ever make, at least in my opinion. It's so easy and it's delicious. I mean, how could it not be? It's cream cheese, butter, and sugar. But we're going to set this to the side and wait for the cake to get done and cool, and we'll see y'all back in just a little bit. Is it good, Eleanor? What you got there?
The icing.
Is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Big thumbs up too.
Did you save some for the cake? Hey y'all, so our cake is all done. I went ahead and did the first ice and it was still pretty warm. So I put it in the fridge just to let it cool down a little bit more. And I'm going to go over it with another layer of icing. Now you don't have to do this. It'll be just fine with one layer. But it was all kind of melting down and I like a little bit of a thicker coating on it. So we're just going to put our icing across. Now when I make this as a square cake, I'll do a layer of this icing in the middle of it and then around the sides also and top also. But for these walnuts that you see I've chopped over here, usually I spread them up the side. Today I'm just going to sprinkle them across the top. I just want to make sure that you're going to get some walnuts with each slice. Y'all might hear Eleanor standing next to me licking her lips. She's ready to have a slice already. But we're just going to get this all iced and sprinkle our walnuts on top. And this is the icing that we just made. There's no switcheroo or anything. It's just the butter and cream cheese. And it did not go in the fridge. It just stayed on the counter while it was going. We want it nice and soft. Alright. And this cake was in the oven probably about 40 minutes. So about 5 minutes longer than I normally have it for the 11 by 13 or 9 by 13. I don't know why I'm wanting to say 11 by 13 today. For the 9 by 13. I'm also seeing that I have a lot of icing left over, so I'll probably use a lot more when making it like a square cake. But, so there we go, and all I did was take about a cup of walnuts and chop them up. I'm going to sprinkle them across the top. Now if you prefer a different type of nut, you can do that. I just think the banana and walnut combination works so well together. You ready, Sissy? Mm-hmm. You going to be my taste tester?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I like it, I'm going to put 2 thumbs up.
If you like it. You know you've had this cake before. It's been a while since I've made it, huh?
Yeah,
It's been...
I don't know what it tastes like.
It's been at least a year.
Yeah, at least a year.
Probably longer than that.
I want to sprinkle. I washed my hands.
Well, just let Mama finish the sprinkles.
Oh, okay.
You get to have the eating. That's the best part, huh? But as you can see, this is very rustic. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Ooh. Sometimes trying to make it perfect actually makes it look worse. So
I'm going to go sit down and wait.
okay, sounds like a good deal. Alright, y'all. So there's our final cake. I'm going to slice it up for you. Let's zoom it in for you. I'm going to slice it up for you and we'll do a little taste test. See you in a second. Alright, Sissy, tell me what you think. Yeah.
I'm going to try with the nuts.
Do you remember it, or
it.
or does it seem brand new?
I remember it.
Yeah. Do you still like it? Is it a good cake? All right. Can I have a bite? Thank you. All right, y'all. Super simple banana sour cream cake. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.